Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and this is huge news. I was just going to do the video and I checked news at the last moment, and oh my gosh, I found out that at noon today, SBI made a huge announcement. And so I have, I need to get somewhere by 5, and so I'm fitting this in at the last moment. This is unbelievable news. So MoneyTap, which you know is the mobile payment app that uses the RippleNet technology as the infrastructure, it is now going to be linked in the charging business of PayPay. PayPay is the #1 payments mobile payments app. So I'm telling you, my whole timing has been thrown off because I was just getting ready to do the video and then I found this news, and so I'm fitting it in at the last moment, and so it's kind of thrown off my timing. But if you don't understand how big PayPay is, it was created with a joint venture from Softbank, Yahoo, and Paytm. Softbank, of course, is the 36th largest public company in the world. Masayoshi Son-san is the wealthiest man in Japan. And then with Yahoo and Paytm, Paytm is India's biggest mobile payments firm. They have 10 million customers in Japan. And I should note that there's 250 million customers in India. This is an announcement of when they hit that milestone with their 10 million users in Japan. Now, we all know that Mr. Kitao has been dead set on bringing MoneyTap to the solutions for cross-border remittances. So I think this is the biggest deal he has done since the Ripple Asia entity has been formed. I'm telling you, it's just, it has me speechless. So PayPay has 1 million partners or stores here in Japan. Give you an idea of the reach that it has. And I know that it's not going to be using XRP for the domestic portion of their business, but there is no doubt at all from many interviews and articles written that Mr. Kitao is bringing this application to be the solution for overseas cross-border remittances. And if it just gives you an idea of the size of deal he's doing, these 1 million stores that are in Japan also are backed by a $10 billion market fund. It's just, yeah, I'm telling you that this announcement really has taken me for a loop. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. And this is something that's getting a lot of mileage on Twitter. It's XRP accounts for over 50% of all crypto transactions in the last 24 hours. Okay, it's a huge headline, I know, but please be aware that Galgatron is reminding us that there is also IOUs showing up on that, and that is a little bit different. And if you don't know the difference between XRP transactions and IOUs, I'm going to put a link to this article here in the comment section. Okay, charts. Wow, Galgatron was busy because we have 6 new charts, and they are all his spreadsheets using data from BigQuery populated by Witsiwin and Camille. So there's a global volumes report. There's a sum of XRP payments in US dollar. There is also a 5-month span of 28-day moving average. So it shows the number of successful XRP payments. That one's very interesting. There is a larger payments chart, also an account openings chart, and a ledger burn fees chart. You can find all of these on the page, the Twitter page of Galgatron. What I'm looking at here is that 28-day moving average. This is interesting. So the yellow that you see is the payments between $10 and $500. So you can see those are on the decline. The green there towards the bottom are the payments, successful XRP payments that range between 5,000 and 50,000. Orange are the small payments between $1 and $10. Blue is between $500 and $5,000. Brown is the greater than 50,000. Now, purple, okay? Saving the best for last. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Without reading the small print. It's the micropayments, less than $1. Stefan Thomas should be thrilled with this purple growth line. Okay, let's keep it going with Seth Lim. Seth Lim is known as the XRP whale here in Asia. He's very well known, and he's in Tokyo a lot. And I know he's all over Asia actually. So he had some thoughts, and it was put in a Cointelegraph article today of why the few members from the XRP army, as he put it, have been invited to SWELL. So his thoughts are twofold. One, he thinks that it is to, now I'm not saying this is or isn't, this is Seth talking. He thinks that it is to systematize the local meetups using YouTubers to educate on a consistent basis. And also he thinks it could be something that Ripple is doing in the way of setting up a Ripple community committee, selecting some representatives from each region. And he thinks that, you know, he plays that role right now as he sees it with Ripple. He's in charge of communicating, according to what he said in this article, for suggestions or concerns that are coming from the community, and he then passes that on to Ripple. He's not paid for that, but he does mention that Ripple can pay for expenses for meetups as an example. So I don't know, you know, what are my comments? I'm not sure. I'm really going to SWELL to be a good student of understanding the progress that Ripple is making with XRP. And I also want to visit a place in Asia that I very much enjoy. This will be my third trip to Singapore, and I just love this tiny country. So when Bob Way was gathering people in the XRP community to educate, many people from the community requested to be a part of Bob's group to learn mostly about the inner workings of the ledger. And so I know that there is a great desire for that information. And should Ripple provide some sort of organized I don't even know the right word to call it, some organized structure to provide a means to disseminate that information? Because I think Bob Way really had the intention to do it, but as we all know, he has some health issues, so I don't think he was able to fulfill his wish and his vision to do that. And if Ripple takes that initiative, yeah, I think they're going to have a lot of people interested. So maybe this is something to test the waters. I don't know. I really don't know. I hate to speculate, but I will promise you this: I will be a really good listener there, and I will do my best to bring back any value that I hear of, especially when it comes to the digital asset XRP. All right, I am going to then just tell you about a new Alliance for Innovative Regulation. This is, Chris Larson is involved, and the Ripple co-founder, of course, has joined in with others in investing in this alliance initiative centered on helping regulators adopt new technology and catch up with the latest trends and changes. So AIR, as it is being called through the acronym, is linking and collaborating with regulatory bodies, financial institutions, fintech leaders, and they are hoping, of course, to overhaul the regulatory system so that it happens in a way that doesn't risk this broad brush, just stroking something across that is not the best solution, because people are scared with the recent white paper from Libra. And so I think it's, this proactive approach is very smart. So the idea was co-founded by Anne Barefoot, along with David Irick, and they have $2 million in funding. They also have already collaborated with 65 regulators and 16 agencies. I just want to point out that this is something I didn't know about, and I just learned today that Joanne Barefoot and Chris Larson are friends for a long time now, and she has a podcast. And I found that there was a podcast done with Chris back in 2016. If you missed it, it's good. It's nearly an hour long, and she has other topics too that are very good. So I'll put a link to that in the description below. And I am moving to the Block Journal Awards. Now, this isn't the XRP Community Awards. That's important, and don't forget about those. But this is something different. And the reason why I think it's important for people who are in the XRP community is because this is really a media source that doesn't pay too much attention to Ripple, but they did do a good job in including this. Now, it's a one-page awards voting page, and it's very simple. You put your email in at the top here, and you choose from the list that they have, or you can write in your own name as the most influential in crypto. So there's Arthur Hayes of BitMEX, Vitalik, Brian Armstrong for Coinbase, there's Pomp, here is CZ, and then of course the Tyler twins, and then you have Andy Chung of OKX, Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple, Leon Lee of Huobi, Barry Silbert of course the Digital Currency Group, and Justin Tron. So if you have someone else, yeah, you have the option to put your own name in. You want to know which is the best community too. Is it the Ripple community, the Chainlink community, the Tron community, or other? And then the most influential event. This is one I just couldn't come up with an answer on this one. I thought about it, and maybe it's SWELL that's coming up in November. Yeah, that's what I think would have to be my answer. But if you have a better answer, let me know. And then the last one is, what price do you think Bitcoin will finish at for the year 2019? Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I'll put a link to this too, because we definitely want to be heard, and you should be heard for your opinions as well. Okay, I'm jumping to the fluff, everybody, and yeah, I'm rushing. I'm sorry. I got to be somewhere in a half an hour. There is somebody who is very interesting here in Tokyo. This is a person who explores ruins. Okay, Haikyo. The reason why I'm doing this is because we're getting so close to Halloween, and everybody needs some good spooky stories at Halloween. And he's not only a great storyteller and a great adventurer, but he's a fabulous photographer. And he goes around Japan and photographs ruins, sometimes old hotels, sometimes individual houses. And the places are very, very creepy. You can really get the creeps just by the pictures. And I'll put a link to his photographs of these ruins, and the stories behind them are so interesting. I just, yeah, I could spend a whole lot more time on his site reading all the individual stories, and I think it's quite fascinating. I'm going to put a link, and please enjoy, and I'm sorry to rush off. I do wish you all the best. Take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.